Oh dear.
Oh dear, take one.
Of what? I love that you had to take like a big breath before you did that.
Okay, are we doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it. All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Oh Dear, presented by Bo's Bar and Stage. A happy new year, of course. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. I guess officially into the dog days of winter now and probably mid-January blues. So, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're probably down bad. So our thoughts are with you. But hey, thanks for listening nonetheless. I guess we can now officially say that Oh Dear is back because we recorded a second episode here. Probably still some doubt, especially at this table, that we'd stick with it. But here we are. Not only are we back, we have some great returning partners as well, which is pretty amazing, including Alberta Asian Motorworks and Alberta European Motorworks, our episode 34 sponsors, which means a good friend of the show, Mike Passman, is here for another interview. Very excited to get to chat with him once again a little later on in the show.
Yeah.
I'm Ted Emmett, and we have an absolutely full house here tonight at Communal Creative Studios by Bo's, because I'm way too lazy to come up with good jokes, or even like not good jokes for all six of you. I'm going to skip that this time and hope you say something dumb that we can make jokes about after. So let's start with a sure thing in that regard. Making his first Oh Dear appearance in over a year. He made it against all odds. A lot of us lost some money tonight. Dustin Moore, welcome back.
Yeah. Woo! I listened to the first one. I thought Strybosh was excellent, so big shoes to fill tonight. But I was on autopilot a little bit on the way down here. It's 9 o'clock, the weather's shit, and I drove right to the bowling alley instead of here. So it was a tough start to the night, but I'm here.
But you also thought of a way to slip in a quick ad for the bowling alley.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Go to the gutter. Go to the gutter.
And also here at the table with us, Kevin Walsh. I guess a Walsh without mentioning the weather, if you can. Like how's it going? How are things?
Things are good. Kids are just getting off their vacation here for Christmas, so
is that good or bad?
It's been a good break for sure. Definitely, I have 3 kids, and so at this point, they need to be separated, and it's time to go back to school.
Yeah. And you know what? We never truly know what the answer to this question is going to be. So here we go. Ryan Lund, how's it going?
Yeah, really good. Christmas was excellent. No cap. I went away just before Christmas on a cruise, so I had some downtime. Weather was awesome. Got back in time for basically. I've just been on vacation mode since like December 8th.
Because you don't have a job.
Wow, but vacation from me not having a job. So vacation from a vacation.
Yeah. Also,
yeah. It was lit.
The puzzled look on Kevin's face, and you said no cap was like
I'm in the same boat.
No lies.
You guys are fucking old.
Yeah. They probably got no Riz either. Yeah.
Zero Riz.
Is that like drip?
Yeah. Riz, charisma.
Yeah, your vacation slap then, you'd say?
Oh, it's slap.
Okay, I got it.
Slapped.
Might have a game for next episode, and we can figure out all the slang. So speaking of Aaron, permanent spot, I guess, at the table. A coworker, Aaron, welcome to whatever this is. You're officially no longer a couch person. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know. I miss the couch, but it's time for Kevin to enjoy the couch like I once did. So I'm okay with that.
And everything else is good, I guess?
Yeah, it's doing great. I had an energy drink. My baby's at home sleeping. So I'm here. I'm ready to be up for at least 2 or 3 more hours.
Hair looks good. Sweater looks good. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And speaking of couch people, we have Andrew Russell and the athlete Kevin Strybosh over on the couch. How are things over there? I can't even see Andrew. There's so many things in the way.
There's a blinding light shining into my eyes. I'm just happy to hear that other people didn't know what the hell was going on when Lund said no cap. And everyone started laughing, and I'm like, what joke did I miss? I still don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. But no, life's good.
Apart.
Well, and that's why we have the athlete Kevin Strybosh. Kevin, you knew what he was talking about, right? You're young, you're hip.
Yes, I knew right away. I thought it was hilarious. It just seems that some of us have the Riz and some don't.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you know what? It almost finally happened. We almost had Ryan and Riley here in the same room at Communal Creative Studios together at the same time, but they just missed each other. Anyone else starting to think they're the same person? You never see them in the same room together.
That'd be quite the costume change.
Yeah. Hey, they're committed. Those guys work hard, man. But we also have a newer friend of the podcast here with us, Fish. is working with Communal Creative Studios. Now we actually met him doing the chamber chase, and he had a lot of fun working with us. So he's here as well tonight. So yeah, a real full house. I don't know how we've somehow become a 7-person podcast, considering the first day we did it, 3 was already too much. So here we are. Bear with us, everyone. Probably going to be a little bit of mayhem. Well, and before we get into the episode, we do have some sad news to talk about. At this point, it's been a couple of weeks, but actually 2 huge losses for Red Deer right around Christmas time. Current Red Deer counselor and a Red Deer historian, Michael Daw, passing away, and then just a day or 2 later, former counselor Frank Wong also passing away. So really sad on both counts, and just something I think we should mention, because huge parts of Red Deer, and I know I don't think anyone loved Red Deer actually as much as Michael Daw and its history. So again, just we want to say that our thoughts are with the families of both Michael Daw and Frank Wong, and thank you to both of them for everything they've done for the community.
So I just wanted to add that a few years ago I had sold a historic home in Red Deer, one of the actual plated historic homes, and I knew Michael Daw a little bit, and I had just sent him a message on Facebook and asked if he would come and do a video to help me promote this property, and he immediately responded. He was like, absolutely, yes, I'll come help you. He would not allow me to compensate him at all. He just came out, did this graciously. He knew everything about this house. He just showed up, stood in there, talked about the house, the entire history of this house, 110 or 115 years history, threw it off, and he was just so thrilled to see the house. He just thought it was so cool. He was such a gracious, generous guy, and if you didn't know him personally, he was just so happy to help, and I really appreciated that. And yeah, I think it's just a huge loss for the city.
Well, that's a great story. Yeah, thank you. And then really what we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks too, since that happened. So again, just something we wanted to say off the top of the episode here until we actually move into the Glad game. It's going to be over a year since coworker Heron.
Since it's been over a year since she's done her hair.
No more hair jokes. I can't. I felt so bad last time. But Aaron, let's see if you still got it as we move into the Glad game.
The Glad Game is brought to you by Rock On Records. Saks Thrift Ave has a new look, new location, and a new name. Visit Rock On Records at their new location for Central Alberta's largest selection of vinyl and band merchandise. Find them at 4828 53rd Street, and be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram for all the latest details.
But hey, a huge thank you again to Vincent from formerly Saks Thrift Ave and now Rock On Records. Was more than happy to also come back on as a partner. And yeah, they moved locations, kind of focusing more now as a record shop and I guess just band merch and apparel. So he's going to be on the show in one of the next months as well. So can't wait to talk to him about that. And speaking of catching up, Dustin, since you weren't here last episode, you didn't get the chance to chat about your new job at the Outreach Center, which honestly, I definitely didn't do that justice. So I know you had a very busy and successful November and December there in your first couple months there, really. So we're going to give you the reins for this Glad game and let you give a little bit of a plug for the Outreach Center.
Yeah, appreciate that. And thanks for giving my update last time. Sorry I couldn't be here. It was busy times. But again, the reason we started this podcast was the Red Deer community and how cool and unique place we live. And my Glad game is going right back out to them in my first episode, whatever we're calling this, a comeback. I don't even know. But I started the Outreach Center, I think 5 months ago. I've learned an absolute ton about the programs and how fortunate I am and my family and our friends really are in life. And we were running our Adopt a Family program and we had a big lip sync battle and a radiothon. There's just been a lot of stuff going on with the Outreach Center, and the community, businesses, you name it, have stepped up and donated money to Adopt a Family this year. We were expecting it to be higher than ever for applications, and we were. I don't think we've released the numbers quite yet, but it was up quite a bit. We know with inflation, interest rates, and just people are struggling right now. So we figured we might be down in donations, and it was the exact opposite. I think we were up in donations this year. The lip sync battle, it's pretty cool. We're having Mike and Alberta Asian and European Motorworks on the podcast today for an interview, and his family was a big sponsor of the lip sync battle this year. Another guy in this room, I know he didn't want recognition for this, but Andrew Russell and his associates, I believe just maybe even him, made a large donation to the Adopt a Family program. So a lot of different people stepping up for a really great program that's going to give Christmas to a lot of single parents and children that wouldn't necessarily get that. And with the gift card program, they're able to choose what's most important to them, whether it be a meal on the table, warm warm clothes for their children, or if they're fortunate enough, put presents under the tree.
Oh, and I'm going to say some nice stuff now because we have a lot of built up jokes at your expense that we couldn't do last episode. But honestly, I'd say too, like, kudos for you for the work that you've done already in just a short time. It literally is a tailor-made job for you pretty much. But seeing you have been busy, you're out in the community a lot. You guys did a little bit of a radiothon too, but you made it not terrible for the hosts to be a part of too. And I actually really enjoyed it. So the other thing though is talk a little bit about the lip sync battle, just because that's a pretty unbelievable event. You know, Aaron, you got to go watch it, and it basically just kind of started by like two Red Deer business owners or volunteers or...
Yeah, Bonnie Gregg and Brandy Roberts. This was the 8th annual. First one I got to be a part of. I was there as a patron last year. Just an unbelievable event, and to even show more gladness, I guess, or thank you to the people who are running that event. I call it a unicorn event because it truly is something that you could never recreate in this day and age. 8 contestants went out and raised over $80,000 for the Outreach Center personally, not to mention the time and effort that they put into choreographing their routines, hiring backup dancers. Like it's actually just insane. Brennan, obviously with Bose, donates so much towards the event to keep the expenses low. Like I think we're looking at 3 or 4% expenses on the event, which is again a unicorn event. You can't bring in that many great business people and make that much money in a room and have such low expenses, except this is the only one I've seen. So I mean, they're doing it right. Bonnie and Brandy have done a great job with it. The business community, I can't say enough good things about my first 5 months there, and it's all I can tell you right now, it's all going to amazing causes, whether it be homeless, rapid rehousing program, poverty reduction programs, women fleeing domestic violence. Like there's a lot of things that the Outreach Center is doing that I didn't even know when I started.
And have you learned, you've obviously learned a lot more too since you were there, right? Like again, at the radiothon, I just learned how many people are working in that building or in and out of that building too. Like maybe just, if you can do it in a couple minutes, explain kind of how the ins and outs of the Outreach Center, I guess.
Yeah, just, like I mentioned, we have a rapid rehousing program for people who are experiencing, kind of immediate homelessness. We have our suicide education and information services pillar in our office, which they're out in the schools from K to 12. And when I say suicide information, they're not teaching kindergartners about suicide information, but they're teaching about feelings and how to respond to that when you're first feeling different feelings kind of thing. And it's really good information education, and it's a big part of intervention. So they do an amazing job with community. We also have a lot of grief services for people who are experiencing, immediate family death or friends. Maybe they're experiencing suicide with somebody they know or their family. So that's a really big program that I've kind of learned a lot about. And then obviously, women fleeing domestic violence was the one that I knew about before I went. You walk a mile in her shoes and different events that are supporting those programs, and the poverty reduction programs for Tools for Schools and the Adopt a Family. So I mean, it's crazy how many they got going on there, and you just really don't know unless you're kind of in the midst of it. But I guess that's my job too, is to go out into the public and meet with businesses and talk about their story and really teach about all the programs that are going on.
Excellent. Well, there we go. There's a little bit talking about Dustin, and now let's talk about a different elephant in the room. But yet I called Dustin an elephant. You look confused.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for you to say something about me and call me an elephant.
No.
I think elephants are pretty smart.
Yeah, okay.
They never forget.
There you go. Well, that was a terrible joke. I thought that would land better. I blame that on you guys, though, not on me. And maybe I talk too slow. But an actual elephant in the room when we're talking about lip sync battle. Dustin, we've talked about this a few years, and you know what? We do so much shit now. Like, we say so much that we don't follow up on. I'm going to say it anyways. At least as of right now, some form of this Oh Dear podcast will be a part of lip sync battle.
Let's do it.
In 2024.
You got our songs or what?
I got a couple bouncing around in my head, yeah.
You guys have my full support.
I'm pretty sure our song is tattooed on your chest.
Well, no, you know what? No. Everyone's like, oh, you're going to do a Backstreet Boys song. I said, well, you'd be surprised.
Spice Girls.
No, it's going to probably be a Backstreet Boys song. But we got lots of time to think about it. But practice starts Monday, so everyone get ready. But thank you, Dustin, for that update. And now we're going to go to our first interview of 2024 and of the reincarnation of the Oh Dear podcast. And as I mentioned off the top, Alberta Asian Motorworks and Alberta European Motorworks have very graciously returned as partners of the podcast and the sponsors of this episode. And it's always interesting, an interesting chat when Mike Pasman stops by for an interview. So without further ado, here it is. All right. Does one of you want to lead this off, or just because I already talk a lot? So
Kevin said he wanted to lead it off.
I don't even know where to start on that.
we'll start at the beginning.
Start with your name.
My name's Kevin.
All right, this is getting nowhere. All right, very happy to be joined again for the third time now in the studio by Mike Passman from Alberta Asian Motorworks and Alberta European Motorworks. Mike, it's been a little while, but welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. I'm always excited to come back and chat with you guys and have a couple of beers and see where it takes us.
All right, so before we get into the business part of this interview, I want to talk about the last time you were here, Mike. You were part of our last ever recording just over a year ago, and for some reason, completely unprompted, you volunteered to be a part of the Hot Chip Challenge. Now, are you like Kevin a year later and still have PTSD from that?
No, I mean, I do enjoy spicy food, but that was on the next level, though. There was nothing that's ever compared to that one chip challenge, but happy to do it with you guys.
Yeah, it was an honor.
Well, and I love the next day because we got updates from everyone on their bathroom habits too. And we talked about this last episode. We realized maybe it wasn't the chip. Like, I don't know, how much milk did you drink that night?
I had a decent amount. There was not a lot that was taking the heat out of my mouth except for chugging some milk.
Yeah, you say spicy, but my mouth just went completely numb immediately. Like, just talking about it just now, I was like getting clammy. Like, I don't even want to think about that chip.
It just goes to show there's nothing Mike would not do for this podcast, which includes coming back. So I guess we'll just start off the last, year or so. How have things been? I guess we'll talk primarily about Alberta Asian Motorworks, but what year are we in now? What was 2023 like?
Yeah, 2023 was great. I mean, it was our first, what I like to think of, full official year in business without any problems, COVID and all that stuff, because we opened in March of 2019. So we had 9 months there and then plunged into COVID shortly after. And the first few years of business was really tough, but 2023 was by far our best year. We got a bunch of new staff in. Both shops actually are kind of growing a little bit. So hopefully 2024 kind of keeps rolling at the same pace that 2023 was, and we'll, knock it out of the park again.
So I wanted to ask, let's go back even further than this year. Like, how did you get started in the business? Because I think it's a family business. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So my dad bought the one shop in 2001. And so I started in the wrap program in high school and got my journeyman's ticket in 2009. Worked on cars for 6 years and then started working the upfront, doing the service advisor stuff, and now stepped into more of a manager role between both shops. So I've been there for actually 20 years as of September of 2023. So it's been a long time.
Well, and since you bring up the wrap program, I think you're a really good person to speak to about this, because I guess anyone listening who has kids in high school or getting close to high school, I know that's something I assume is still offered in high school. It was offered in mine, but never really promoted. But that's a huge, huge thing that probably not a lot of people are taking advantage of, or not enough.
Yeah, it's definitely a great program. I mean, honestly, when I got out of high school, I did the token Alberta boy route, and I was like, I'm going to work in the oil patch. And I went and got my first aid and my H2S, and then I got a call from the apprenticeship board, and they said, hey, if you don't go to school soon, your apprenticeship's going to lapse. And I was like, all right, well, away I went to first year automotive school, and then obviously never made it to the oil patch. But the only reason I ended up there in the first place was because of the wrap program. I mean, I worked all of grade 11 and 12. I had the entire afternoon off, and I went to work and got paid for it. And then at that same time, getting high school credits and making hours towards my first year apprenticeship already. So when I rolled out of high school at 18 years old, I could have went straight into college for my first year because I had enough hours already by then. But it's been the wrap program. We kind of dropped it for a little while, and we haven't gone back because it's been the last few individuals we had, they just weren't really, the work ethic just wasn't there, so it was kind of tough to keep trying to promote the program, even though it is brilliant. You really hope that the school counselors are doing their jobs, and if they see somebody who's excelling in the high school mechanics or loves that kind of thing, they say, hey, listen, this is a program you should look into, and if there's not a lot of shops, they should pick up the phone and make some calls, right? Hey, are you guys interested in taking on this rap student from my high school? I think they've got great potential. But it's brilliant, honestly.
So Mike, all these years later, did you ever think when you were singing rap in high school that you'd be here today and like owning auto shops? Like, where's the correlation between hip hop and mechanical work?
I know you're joking, but I just want to make sure that you do know that's not what the rap program is.
Let him answer the question.
No, honestly, I did not think ever that I'd end up in this trade. You know, my dad worked it when I was a kid, and we weren't well off. You know, like technicians back in the 90s got paid peanuts for what they did. And now that's changing. You know, the industry's changing. People are understanding that it's not just your backyard guy that can service your car with, you know, 150 different modules in it. And there's a reason why we have to charge what we charge, and we pay our employees well for it. Because honestly, I grew up not well off, and I didn't want that for my kids, even though I had a good life. But I never thought that this industry would pay me well enough to give my kids the life that I never really got as a kid. And it does. You know, I subcontracting now for another company out of the States, training service advisors. So there's that extra income there as well. So it's done me well. And you know what? The industry's, it's changing. So the people are getting paid what they should be now.
And are you finding too, like, are there a lot of jobs right now? Like, are you at the point, I know a lot of industries just, and this sounds like a joke, but like kids just, they don't want to work. They want to do TikToks and try and get YouTube famous and that. Are you finding that there's more jobs than like young mechanics coming in, or the other way around?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find skilled technicians. You know, the entry level guys, if you find one, we've got an apprentice at our shop. He's a fourth year now, and he started in the RAP program. And that kid is going to work for me for as long as he'll happily do so, because I'm going to just keep paying him to do it, because he is so good at his job. He's going to keep excelling as he gets older. So it's hard to find skilled technicians, and the young kids, yeah, they don't want to work as hard as they need to, you know, and I don't want to sweep floors, and I don't want to clean up the toilets. And I'm like, yeah, well, unfortunately, that's where you start. So that's the struggle with it. But honestly, we've been really lucky. We've had a really solid staff for, going on probably 10 plus years. We don't have a lot of turnover. So that's been really nice. And not having to then, you know, I hate interviewing people. It's probably my least favorite thing to do.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. No, that's different. You know, you guys, you got your, it's sometimes scripted. Obviously tonight we've got it scripted in your head. But when you interview people, it's I don't know, it's just awkward. I'm not a fan of it. So then you hire them and you're like, oh man, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Yeah. It's a lot of second guessing yourself. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So are you guys hiring?
Yeah, I mean, for the right fit, we could definitely use, you know, an entry level technician at my shop. Honestly, if there's any highly skilled guys out there that have been in the industry for 30 years and just want to change, like we've got room for that, you know. So there's always opportunities at both the European shop and the Asian shop. And regardless of your background, I mean, obviously, if you've got a background in European car repair and you want to come work for me, that's perfect.
Well, there you go, Lund.
Yeah, perfect.
You know what, Mike, and we could talk more about this at the end, but we told Lund, like, while he's, you know, Lund employed, as we call it, and figuring out what he wants to do, I think he should spend a day at different businesses around central Alberta and just trying to learn the trade. So that might be your first one, Lund. I know you missed the RAP program, so you might have to freestyle a little bit, but
yeah, I'll drop a beat during my interview, and I'll make sure he hires me.
Well, I was just saying, you don't have to interview him, so that saves you a step, because you know he might not even make it a day.
You can fire me at the end of the day, actually.
Well, next time I have one of my vehicles to bring by for an oil change, maybe Mr. Lund can help out in that.
Yeah,
that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Highly supervised. Highly supervised. Okay. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll take the risk. It's my car.
Okay. Well, there we go. We've got that settled. And now, Mike, going back, you kind of mentioned right off the beginning, but you're our first interview since we've started up the podcast again. So haven't really had any business owners on, but how has the landscape changed? Even, I guess we talked to you about a year and a half ago. Now that I think it's safe to say we're pretty much as far away from COVID as we're going to get.
Yeah, honestly, I think with the way that the whole economic world is and the financial situation with everything, it's actually done us more favors, I feel, but I can't really put my finger on it, because new cars are so expensive now. Like, there's not a lot of quality vehicles that you can get for under $60,000, $70,000. If you need something big and nice, you're well over $100,000 plus, right? So people are, I think, starting to understand that car repair up front looks expensive, but by the time you're done financing that, quote unquote, over 5 years of owning a car, it's probably less money to just keep your car on the road. And so that's been helpful for us, because that's always one of my conversation pieces with people when they're talking about not fixing their car. I'm like, okay, well, what are you going to go out and buy for, say the invoice is $6,000 and they got a car that's worth $8,000. Well, it's not worth putting that money into. Well, that $6,000 is going to not buy you a whole lot if you're going to get a new car. And then you got a used car where you don't know the history on it, et cetera, et cetera. So it's been good in that way, I think. But obviously, everybody seems to be pinching their pennies where they can. Everything's, I mean, man, you can't get a bag full of groceries for $100 anymore, right? So that's been a challenge. But I think people aren't as quick to run out and buy a new car because you're not getting it at 0% financing for 10 years, right? So that's been helpful, I guess, in a way.
Are you finding that there's more or less maintenance to do with these newer vehicles?
Yeah, I don't really know if I have an answer for that.
Probably comes down to the user.
It really does. My car's a prime example, and I will toot my horn about this thing till the day it dies because it has been the best vehicle I've ever owned. And it is the prime example of what maintenance does to your car and how well and how good it will perform in its long life if you just take care of it, right? Like I got a 2015 Audi Q7 diesel. It's got 190,000 K on it. And we've had cars that have had transmissions done and timing chains done in that same car, same model, everything at 110,000 K. But this thing's had religious oil changes every 10,000 kilometers, taking care of the fluids. So it's one of those, it's like I could write a book on this car and show it to people and say, listen, yeah, this looks expensive, but let me tell you what it's going to do to the life of your vehicle, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's always changing.
By the way, toot your own horn. Great accidental car pun. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
But, and I don't know if there's even an answer to this question, but I know the last couple of years, like I haven't bought a new vehicle, but it's been very hard to get a vehicle. Like the stock's not there. Has that shown even like a negative or positively affected the amount of people just like putting more work into their car instead of like, I can't get a new car, I may as well go fix it?
Yeah. And that's exactly it too. I forgot about the lack of inventory when I was telling my little bit because, the financing's not the only problem. It was definitely lack of inventory. And like I said, I mean, I'm really hoping that 2024 kind of carries on for us business-wise as 2023 did, but maybe with things changing, who knows what's going to happen over the next little while. Maybe that'll affect us negatively, but we're just keep doing what we're doing. And I feel like again, I'll toot my own horn. I do feel like we're the best automotive shop in Red Deer. I mean, there's obviously, I think there's close to 100 in Red Deer. Wow. Something absurd. Holy. Like it's an astronomical number. Obviously that includes like guys that rent a one bay shop and do their own thing. Right. But I feel like we give the best service, we're super personable. And so I think that is what we're banking on to kind of propel us into 2024.
So do you have a favorite type of car or vehicle to work on?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm super biased. I mean, my car is the best car out there. It's
Go ahead, toot
it again. Yeah. You steered them towards that
I
one.
did.
Oh.
No, but honestly, there's so many nice cars out there. I couldn't even tell you what my favorite one is. Obviously in the Asian shop, Lexus makes a really nice car, but even Honda makes a great car. But also Subarus are so much fun, man. Like I got a older Subaru at home that I bought off a lady because it had a brick motor. And one of these days, I'm too busy having kids and putting kids through hockey to afford building a sports car right now. But one of these days, that car is going to have 600 wheel horsepower and it is going to be mental how fast that car is. But on the European side, there's so many fun cars to drive and work on there, Audis and BMWs. So I don't know. I don't have a favorite other than my car.
Is there do you notice like a trend in Red Deer? Is there a more popular type of car that comes into your shop, or is it pretty spread out?
Yeah, I would say that at the European shop, we're definitely, as far as what we work on, primarily BMW, I would say is definitely our staple there. At the Asian shop, man, it's probably a mix up there but Honda, I would say Honda's a super popular car. I mean, those things are so reliable and they got, yeah, right.
See, I know Honda's an Asian vehicle, but
very good.
Without thinking about it, I wouldn't have got you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I for some reason I picture Honda as like a North American vehicle.
Honestly, and I think that has been a major sort of barrier that we never thought about when we named that shop. Mm-hmm. There's times when I look at the shop name and I wonder, if we had made it this instead of that, would things have progressed a little faster for us? Because there's so many people out there that are like, I can't bring my car to you. I drive an Acura. And I'm like, yeah, that's an Asian car.
Perfect.
You know?
Yeah.
But again, people don't necessarily associate that as an Asian vehicle per se, right? So I think that's definitely been a struggle for us. So that's why we're here. Brand
Gotta get the
awareness,
word out,
right?
yeah.
Lundy, right now, and Mike can help tell you if you're right or wrong. How many Asian car brands can you name off the top of your head? Not how many, but name some. Let's see what you got. Honda. We'll give you Honda.
Mitsubishi, Toyota, Subaru.
You're missing a pretty obvious one. How'd you get here tonight?
Oh yeah, Nissan. Yeah. Oh man. See, that's another one I don't associate with Asia.
Yeah, but they all come from there. I mean, there's a handful more, right? I mean, Lexus, Infiniti, there's Suzuki, Scion. What's the other one out there?
You didn't say Acura, but you had mentioned that before.
Acura, yeah.
I had no idea with Lexus either.
Yeah, well, Lexus is just a fancy Toyota, right?
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't know.
And an Infiniti is just a fancy Nissan.
Oh,
it's just
I'd
like
that too.
a Cadillac is just a fancy GM. Right, like they're
all these. You and I just drive a lower level Infinities then.
Yeah, you got to level up.
Level up, boys.
Maybe not right now.
We'll see how the gig goes. Working for Mike, and maybe he can afford one day.
We'll see how Mike pays.
That's right. No, come on down. I think that'd be fun. You should drag a camera down there and put Lundy in a pair of coveralls and put him to work.
Yeah.
I know it was great for me because I have 2 Hondas at home, and
congratulations!
Sounds like they're a great vehicle. Yeah. But I didn't want to deal with the dealership with it being kind of out of town and just that big dealership feel. I didn't like that, and so when you have your shop open, I was like, oh, this is perfect, and you give me great service every time I'm down there.
Well, thanks.
Give me a ride to work every morning. So I don't know if you can promise that to all your customers because there is a picture of us in his waiting room still. So
I was going to ask if that's still.
Oh yeah, of course it is. I've had many people touch it and comment on it.
I didn't. I could have wrote out a list of 100 words you were going to say there, and touch was not one of them.
Well, they got to pick it up and feel it, right?
To make sure it's real.
That's right.
Yeah. Should we get those printed 3D next time?
How about those? What were
especially
those?
With Lund. Lund was packing that day too. So that'd be the. All right, we are on track. We did pretty well, but on that note too, Mike, because we probably have hopefully some first time listeners and maybe didn't start listening till more recently, but you have a long standing history in Red Deer as well, and even with basically everyone but me on the podcast here, right? So you went to high school with these guys?
Yeah. So I've been in Red Deer my entire life.
So you watched Lund peak.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, these boys, they were. You guys are what, a year older than I am, right? Yeah. So we were more acquaintances in high school, right? Kev here was part of the cool guys for sure.
I could see it, yeah. And Lund, he was there making money and in the rap program, and you were playing badminton. How did that work out?
Oh, man, I got 3rd place in college at a badminton tournament one time.
Oh,
nice.
Still no job right now, though.
No, the badminton market's pretty tricky to sneak into.
And I know too, since the last time you were on here, you have 1 kid, 2 kids. You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy. Yeah. So I got a 19-month-old at home, and then my wife's due in 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's exciting. You took her bowling last night?
No, she sat.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Hey, you know what? We had this one fun family night, that we were planning, and then my daughter got all stranded in Calgary with a friend, and so we brought my buddy Cody along, and man, shout out to the Gutter again, because those guys are awesome down there. They are killing it. It's so much fun. And that's the thing I love the most about Red Deer. And there's lots of industries out there that are still super cutthroat, and no, we can't support those guys because they do the same thing we do. And I mean, if I had a shop in Red Deer call me and say, hey man, I need a hand with this, I'm not going to tell them to pound sand. I think it's important that the business community, no matter what industry you're in, has to work together to not only make the industries better, but so that the people that you service are more trusting of everybody. So I think it's great when we can all support each other, and that's why we're here again tonight.
Yeah, and so Andrew, I can't remember. Andrew's over on the couch. What was your question that you had?
What's the coolest car that you've ever worked on?
Well, I mean, in your opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's a laundry list of those for sure. But the coolest car was probably, we had this Nissan GTR in the shop. It was a 2015, I think. And this guy had so much money into this car. It probably had 1,000 horsepower. all-wheel drive. We did a full custom wheel alignment on it, pulling the wheels off so we could make minuscule adjustments on his coilovers and stuff. That car was wild. But you know what? We get the odd Lambo in the shop, and I mean, those are... If I could go out tomorrow and buy any car, I would walk into the Lamborghini dealership and just buy 3 of everything in
Oh my goodness.
in blue or whatever. I don't like Lamborghini is probably the greatest sports car on the market, in my opinion.
And so I think Ferraris like this, where like only very specific people are allowed to work on those types of cars.
Yeah,
Is
I mean-
Lambo the same way?
Yeah, I mean, we're not nearly as specialized in Lamborghini as we are BMW, because I mean, we work on 1 or 2 a year, maybe.
Because there's 2 in Red Deer.
Yeah.
Everyone sees them driving around in July, and that's it.
Yeah, well, that's for
There's number one. There's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, so but we definitely have, you know, the proper tooling for the cars if we need to, but extensive work on a vehicle like that, that's definitely not our forte. But you know, if you need some extensive diagnostic work on literally anything else, we can do it for sure. And I think I'll carry on for just a second. I think that's one thing also people don't understand is like, we are a complete full service shop. You do not need to get anything done anywhere else. We can do tires, wheel alignments, man. If you need a windshield, I'll have somebody come in and do it at my shop, so you don't have to be inconvenienced by going to get your windshield done on another day while your car's already at my shop. So like, we literally can do anything you need other than body work.
So, sorry, Lund, you can't go there for the fitness challenge, but yeah.
Say maybe that was all that he was interested in automotive was the bodywork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all I get. That's all I give two.
You just
two
lost
toots
a
about.
future employee. Yeah.
Shoot. Oh.
So do you have I know you told us one last time off the top of your head. Do you have any other like horror stories or anything you come in that people like just honestly, like they just fucked up their car? Not beyond repair, but it took a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had a lot of people come in with, you know, holes in the side of their engine that aren't supposed to be there.
From gunshots.
No, it probably sounded like one when that connecting rod broke and shot through the side of the engine block. But no, I mean, there's nothing we can't fix. We're doing a full restoration on a 93 Toyota Supra right now. It's not the super rare one that everybody wants with the 2JZ or whatever I don't know what all the kids talk about.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, this guy wants it fully redone. He wants it as stock as possible, but he wants to be super reliable. So we are doing a full engine down rebuild on this car. It's got brand new suspension, brand new brakes. We're putting it's going to be a full resto, other than obviously a fresh paint job.
What's the sickest color for a paint job in your opinion? Like
Probably
honestly,
cute green.
like I'm thinking about doing a new color on my whip, and I'm trying to figure out what color. Like neon something.
No, I think you got to do like a burnt orange or something. Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. Just bright pink.
Yeah, you can't see Mike's wearing actually a very excellent hat right now with a pink brim. I think that's a great, especially with the hype around Barbie still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
for
know,
sure.
it hasn't died down. I think you're a little late, but you could still get in on time on that. Yeah. So, Mike, before we wrap up here, I didn't tell you that we're going to do this because I just thought of it about 42 seconds ago. But I know because obviously you're the expert and you can pull a lot of car parts off the top of your head. I want you to name a couple car parts and see if any of us can tell you either basically what it is, what it does, or where it goes.
Okay. Let's start.
This is your interview, Lund.
We'll give you guys an easy one to start with, and what I think should be an easy one. Okay.
Okay.
What is a drive shaft?
I think that's the fictional band from the show Lost. That's the first thing I thought of.
That's just the shaft in the on the driver's side that helps the steering column and allows you to turn the vehicle.
I think that's the steering column.
I feel like it's under. Does it connect the axles underneath?
What are you doing?
Well, I feel like it turns for some reason.
Yeah, so I mean, sort of in a way. I mean, the drive shaft goes from the...
Okay, I was closest.
Closest. Yeah, it goes from the back of the transmission down to the rear wheels, and that's what drives your rear wheels. Hence the name drive shaft, because it's a shaft that drives things.
You weren't even in the right part of
I've
the car.
even said rear drive shaft. I was talking about the front.
You did say a steering column. What is that?
Well, that's where you put your steering wheel on top of.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah, it does connect to the end of the steering column.
Yeah,
so
it's just a column for you to put all like the wires and connections to whatever the heck the steering wheel connects to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Don't put Lund at the front counter when you hire him. Yeah.
There you go.
No, I cut through all the bullshit. And I just speak like the everyday person does.
Oh yeah.
What noise does your vehicle make?
No, we're not doing that again.
Those are my favorite though. When people call in and they're like, "Hey, Mike, my car's making a sound," and like, okay, neat. How can I help you with that? You know, I'll need to hear that sound. So please get your car towed into the shop, which we can also arrange for you, just as an FYI.
So you guys do it all except body work.
Yeah, except body work. Yeah, no, legit. It's you don't. On Monday, she's my best friend's grandmother, but I can do it for some people. I'm going up to pick up her car and bring it down to the shop and do the things we need to do for it. We did that a bunch through COVID just to help people out. But yeah, honestly, we'll do whatever we need. Okay, one last one. You guys are not going to get this, but it's fine. What is a connecting rod?
It's got some. You just talked about it too.
I did.
It connects.
It went in the side of the engine.
Yeah,
it connects to the pistons. That I mean, it depends if you're talking about like your typical 6-cylinder.
No, they're all the same.
They're okay. Yeah.
I appreciate you going through the bullshit though.
You had the answer and then you ran away.
I mean,
I thought you cut the bullshit.
I got away from it. But yeah, it connects the pistons, helps the pistons go pump up and down. Yeah, like Kevin's showing right now.
Yeah, that's
on a podcast.
Yeah.
Man, it looks like you're milking. It looks like you're milking two nipples there. Yeah. So how close was I?
Yeah, really close. Absolutely. For sure. The connecting rod connects to the crankshaft, which is this big thing that goes from the front of the engine to the back of the engine. And that's what rotates like this. And when that rod connects to your piston up here, then they go, up and down.
And I learned it's bad when it snaps.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Well, there we go. See, we learned something just from having you in here. And Mike, I guess from everything we talked about too, and jumping back a few minutes here, basically your bottom line too that you're saying if people aren't sure, just call you, right?
Oh yeah.
Find out what you guys do. So how do they get a hold of you? The website, social media,
I mean,
all that?
There's all the things. Our website is what is it? aamwrd.ca. You can check us out. Just search Alberta Asian Motorworks on Google. We'll I think 95% of the time, if not more, we're on the top there. Check out our reviews. They are, in my opinion, brilliant. We obviously can't please everybody, you know.
Wait, there's grumpy people who leave Google reviews?
I know. Shock, right? But yeah, and then honestly, if you got any questions, just call us. Yeah, and we'll answer any questions you have.
I got a question. What if somebody does not have a Asian vehicle or European vehicle, but they're sick of the service they're getting elsewhere? Can they still reach, like, you guys don't service those vehicles, correct?
No. So, I mean, at the Asian shop, we do have one of my technicians. She's actually worked with us since we opened the shop. She is dealership trained at, I think she worked at Northwest actually for a little bit, maybe. So if you got a Ford or something, I mean, I'm not going to say no to business right now. So if you want to give us a try and you want to get your Ford or your GM or whatever serviced at our shop, we missed Hyundai when we were going through the list.
Oh, yeah.
And we missed Kia.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed Kia either. Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Hyundai, though, you kind of look like an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll work on anything except for,
except bodywork,
motorhomes. And like, I don't have room to work on a Dodge truck that's got a 12-inch lift on it or a dually. Like, we don't have room for that kind of stuff. You got a half ton? Sure. Bring it on down. We'll happily take care of it.
Hey, if you need work on something, call Mike. Worst they can do is say, sorry, we can't do it, right? But then if they say yes, it's a good thing you ask.
And if I say, sorry, we can't do it, I'll most likely point you in the direction of a reputable place in town that I know that will take care of you.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, Mike, we'll wrap things up here and let you go. But thank you again for coming back and your continued support of the podcast. Really blindly coming back, even though we have no idea if people care about this or not. They do, by the way, because I don't think your check is cleared yet. So I better not sell us too short. But no, thank you so much for coming back again. You know, your family, just such a huge supporter of the Red Deer community and Red Deer small business. So hopefully you come back. You can come back and hang out anytime, and you don't even have to be on the podcast anymore. So that's
see, and that right there is why I've been paying to come here. I've been waiting for that invite. You guys are never
Russell method.
You guys are never getting rid of me there. No, I appreciate you guys for having me. This is a lot of fun. I really enjoy coming out and chatting with you guys and having a pint or two and seeing where it takes us. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot to say we were in the past before, Ryan, but now we're about to be in the
Ooh.
present.
Yeah, so we're gonna play the interview that we already did, and then we're gonna come out of it
But
and
now we're in
pretend
the
that
present.
it just happened.
Okay, so we know what we
Yeah.
talked about in the
Yes.
I meant to warn you that we are in the past before. But
Edmonton?
Make sure the listeners know.
Okay.
It's 1-0 Edmonton.
Yeah. And what's today's date?
Wait,
January
in the
6th?
past or the future?
Yeah. What? Where are we?
Oh my god.
Oh, damn it, that stupid crap might all stay in. All right, huge thank you again to Mike Pasman and our episode 34 sponsors, Alberta Asian Motorworks and Alberta European Motorworks. First interview of this new era of Oh Dear, and I'd like to say we haven't missed a beat because, I mean, we weren't that good to begin with. So,
Yeah, I thought we were just average.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
and we're still average?
Yes.
Sweet.
Consistency is key.
I mean, I thought we were pretty mid.
But Mike, you were great because Mike's still here hanging out with us. But thank you, Mike. Again, it's always great to catch up with business owners too, and just kind of find out what's going on around Red Deer in the business community, especially because we have some business owners at this table now. And and just great to hear that you're doing well, Mike, and still doing great things in the community.
Well, don't forget to tell everybody that if they bring their vehicle in for a first servicing, that they can get 10% off their service.
Yeah,
Only if they mention us.
Only if they
if
mention
they
us.
mention us and go touch our photo.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Yeah, Mike says yes.
yeah, appropriately.
And there's an asterisk in small print, but 10% off. Mention Oh Dear. See what they'll do for you.
For like forever or for the next.
Next couple months.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
we're in the present. What do you say, Mike? How many months? Next 3 months? Yeah, you heard it here first. Next 3 months, get 10% off
To the end of March. There we go.
if you touch our photo.
I put a cap on that. So there is a cap now.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say no
confused
cap.
Walsh again. Yeah.
I forgot what cap meant again.
No cap means no lies.
Yeah.
All right.
If it's cap or no cap.
I was very thrown because you were talking about Christmas and you said no cap. So my mind immediately went to like, where did Santa's hat go?
See, my mind went to, why isn't it a capital C?
Why don't you guys go on the internet? This
I
is what
thought
the
you guys-
TikTok kids are talking about.
Well, that's your answer.
I thought you guys were talking about money. Like I thought you meant you had no budget on Christmas.
No, but now, well, Lund doesn't have a job, so yeah, there you go.
There is a cap.
Well, you might
There
have
is
a job
cap.
soon. We'll see
Yeah.
how things go over at Alberta Asian Motorworks. But thank you again, Mike, and it's great person to have on for our first interview of the year and of this reincarnation. So we really appreciated it. And now we've only been back one episode, but local businesses already lining up to help them spread their news. And I mean, by line up, I mean one person, but that's a line, right? So our friends at Taco Monster reached out to us about a contest they're running for about the next month, and it's actually pretty excellent. So I think this is going to be of interest to just about everybody. To celebrate their third birthday, Taco Monster is giving away free tacos for a year to one lucky person. Lundy, if you win, you can definitely kiss that body goodbye.
Well, so how do I win?
I'm glad you asked. Unscripted. Look at that. We just play off each other so well. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to
Ted,
the
you're
weekly.
literally reading a script. You're.
Yeah, but you're not.
It's all written down.
Not your part.
Oh, this is why our audience doesn't trust us.
You know what? They'd trust us if you didn't actually say anything. Then they'd never know.
All right, go
That's
ahead.
the beauty of being
Go
on
ahead.
a podcast. No one can see me reading a script. What did we say? Oh, yeah. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to their weekly email newsletter, and you'll not only be in the draw for free tacos for a year, but they're going to give away a gift card every week to a random subscriber. So just that simple. Head to tacomonster.ca to subscribe. Follow them on social media for more information. They're doing the draw in mid-February. So if you're listening to this episode too late, well, sucks to suck, I guess. Don't procrastinate, but free tacos for a year. And that would be probably at the end of that fitness challenge too, Lundy. So the timing would be great.
How many tacos could you guys eat in a year if they were free?
365.
Only one taco a day. You can do better
You would
than
have
that.
more than one a day.
But I do want to give a shout out to Taco Monster since we're talking about them, just because I don't think I've even seen Jonathan since. But London and the athlete, if you remember at the Food and Beverage Expo back in March, Jonathan let us sample some tacos. And I think that saved my life because when you start to run out of time and you have a lot of tokens left, things get out of hand fast. So thank you, Jonathan, for that. If you've never had Taco Monster, they're in Gasoline Alley at the Farmers Market. Pretty darn good.
Yeah, they are really good. I can't. They have like a hamburger one, I think, also known as beef. It's to die for.
No cap.
Now you get it. Now you get it.
At this point, I'm just going to be blunt. This is technically a new reincarnation of Oh Dear, but we're just going to keep doing the same old shit here. So with that, time to talk about a bunch of random stuff as we head into Shooting the Breeze. Pew pew. You shot first and breezed later.
Yeah.
Changed it up.
No, you're shooting.
You emptied
into
the chamber.
breeze.
You emptied the chamber, and then it got windy.
Yeah, I shot with the wind though.
Shooting the Breeze is brought to you by The Gutter, Red Deer's all-new bowling alley and the home of rare pizza. Time is running out to join The Gutter's 2024 Corporate League, running one Monday a month all year long. Visit thegutter.ca for more information.
So before we move on, we'll give you guys your one plug here on The Gutter, Lundy. I just think this corporate league is a really good idea. So just really quickly kind of explain what it is. I know it may or may not start by the time this podcast comes out, but still have some time to be a part of it, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Ted. So it starts at the end of January here. Currently, we have, I think, exactly 30 businesses signed up. So we're going to split them into two groups. So it'll be 15 businesses bowling at the same time. And it's basically just a great networking opportunity. It's a great way to hang out with staff outside of work. It's a great way to reward employees depending on your industry, and just a really non-committal league because once a week can get kind of tough, and there's a lot going on in today's world. So once a month is kind of that perfect amount, we figured. And then there are going to be some prizes awarded at the end of the year. So we still have a few weeks to get signed up. It's not really a competitive league, but there are going to be prizes for the best bowling team and best dress team and things like that. So have a look at thegutter.ca and come on down and check us out if you haven't been there already.
Yeah, way to go, Lundy. That's perfect. One other thing that you did forget was one Monday per year, you'll get to set up a booth down in front of those 15 businesses that you're bowling with. So you'll get to share everything that's going on with your business, any information that's kind of pertinent to your industry, and hopefully either get some business out of it or people at least will learn a little bit more about what you got going on.
And I think one thing to note as well is the nice thing about the structure and how you guys have it set up is it doesn't have to be the same people every month.
Right.
So I know some businesses that are smaller out there might be like, well, we only have 15 employees, and like, I might be able to get 6 people once, but if it's only once a month.
Yeah. And we're not going to be like IDing people. We don't need employee IDs to get from your work there.
Your employee number.
Bring whoever you want.
Social insurance number, home address. Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the cool parts too, is you can bring current clients, prospective clients. Like there's really no limit on who you can bring. It's bring them down, have fun. You could have MNP playing, I don't know, the Andrew Russell and Associates team. I know you said it's not going to be competitive, but shit's going to get competitive down there, especially when teams see the standings month by month.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great, like you said, networking camaraderie place to drink beers and eat pizza and maybe throw a couple balls down the gutter.
Well said.
Oh, that's why you guys called it that. All right, we'll keep shooting the breeze here. I guess that was a seamless transition into it. But I think the biggest thing we need to talk about and following up from last episode is this fitness challenge London we kind of talked about doing with the athlete over at the Bulldogs Training Center. And not only is it happening, at least at this point, we're about a week away as we record this from it starting, but Dustin actually shocked us by volunteering to join the mix too. So here's the lowdown of what we kind of figured out. I think it's going to morph as we go on, but 6 weeks long. Our initial weigh-in will be January 15th. The final weigh-in, February 26th. Going to be based on who can lose the highest percentage of their weight, because we obviously all weigh a little bit different. So there's quite a bit at stake. But so we're each going to put in $100, and whoever wins, whoever has the highest percentage of weight loss, takes the pot. But not only that, for the 2 people who don't win, there are some punishments for the losers, depending on how much weight you lose. So if you lose less than 3% of your weight, you have to spend 12 hours at the gutter, or you can leave before that if you bowl 6 strikes in a row.
I would die there.
Yeah. Well, no, you would in 12 hours?
Maybe.
That's okay. Well, it's not that bad of a place.
Yeah, jeez.
Actually, that place would get burnt to the ground.
Yeah, I could never bowl a strike.
We have insurance.
Dustin could maybe do it, but that would take a while. If you lose between 3 and 6%, so I think 6%, I don't know, it would be between like 10 and 14 pounds in 6 weeks, which is doable. But if you are between there, then you have to dress up as a Spice Girl of everyone everyone else is choosing for the wannabe show at Bo's in April, and you have to wear it the whole night. So that's so if you don't win the challenge, but you still lose over 6% of your body weight, which is pretty damn good for 6 weeks, then you don't have no punishment. You just don't win the money.
Okay.
So there's some incentive to do well, even if one person is obviously doing way better. So we aren't doing this alone. As I said, the athlete Kevin Strybosch has graciously offered to not only let us use the facilities at the Bulldogs Training Center here in Red Deer, but he's going to put us through a workout 3 times a week. I don't know if he's up for it, but we'll see, to help kind of just get us through and jumpstart the process. Kevin, have you decided like what kind of hell you're going to put us through yet?
I've started thinking about it, just like when I've been there doing my workouts, thinking about what I can do with you guys. So I have a few ideas, but I think it's just going to be a mixed bag. And some days are going to be cardio, some days are going to be weights, some days are going to be just a little mix of everything. But I'm going to make you sweat for sure.
To be fair, Kevin has put you and I, Ted, through.
Yes.
He has dragged us into some semblance of fitness for years now. So I think if he can manage that, you guys will be a breeze.
Are you sure? Like London does. Do you have any predictions, like Kevin, for how everyone's going to do? And you can be frank, because if you say we're going to suck, it's just fuel to the fire.
All 3 of you are going to be terrible, and we'll see. And we'll see you at the gutter. No, I think honestly, it's going to be all based on attendance. If everyone shows up 3 times a week for 6 weeks, then I think you're all going to do really well. But if somebody tails off, then obviously they're going to struggle a little bit. And I know it's kind of tough. Sometimes you can't manage 3 times a week, but I mean, there's nothing saying that you can't do stuff on your own too. So if you can only make it 1 or 2 times a week, and maybe you can fit something else in the meantime, or just text me on the side, maybe I'll do a private session for you without the other 2 knowing.
What was secret? Oh, I like it.
But I mean, I've seen Ted do it before, so I think he's got to be the favorite. I've seen Dustin gain a lot of momentum in about 2 weeks, but then lose it all. I know the potential's there.
What have you seen out of Ryan?
London,
He's got a CrossFit sweatshirt on right now.
He's wearing a CrossFit sweatshirt, which he apparently had to do the workout to get the sweatshirt. So
yeah, I did. You can check.
That's a great start. But I think he's like, Lund is a wild card. Lund could be down like 30 pounds after 6 weeks.
Whoa.
But I don't know what to expect, but I do have some high expectations for Lund.
Here's the thing, and why we're doing this, and I guess it's New Year's resolutions, whatever, but fitness, like everyone who knows me knows, like keeping weight off or being healthy is a huge struggle. And this is, again, we're not doing this to shame each other and say, oh, you're more overweight than me. It's more as a motivation piece. And if every time, the last time I lost weight, it was working at Hockey Alberta with Kevin and Aaron, and we were kind of doing the workouts together. But so I'm hoping, and I think this is something, if you even exercise, we do half an hour, 45 minutes, 2-3 times a week, and just, you don't even have to change your diet a lot to see some changes. So I do predict though that everyone's going to lose some weight, and we're going to see from like the before and after pictures some pretty good changes. And then the challenge after that though is kind of keeping it up after 6 weeks.
So I'm currently in bulking season right now. Here's my one prediction. I get a better shot from the Bulldogs shooting room, and I weigh in ass naked when we're done with no breakfast.
Well, you have to weigh in ass naked when we start then.
Yeah.
No.
You're there to lose weight, not to work on your wrist shot.
It's a pretty sweet room.
Yeah. It is. You know what? Hey, since Kevin's doing this for us, Kevin, we're going to let you quickly give a bit of a plug for the training center, because it is for, if you're like us, you just want to go work out, that's an option, but also for, young aspiring hockey players, pretty big conditioning opportunities there, I guess. That was a terrible way to put that. God damn it, Riley.
We didn't need you so badly, you'd be fired.
Anyway, Kevin, talk about the thing.
Thanks, Ted. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty unique place just due to the fact that it is, if you want to use it as a regular gym to come every day or a few times a week just to get a workout in, I think it's a great spot for that. We have all the equipment that you would need for your workouts, unless you're doing something crazy like Lund's CrossFit. I mean, we have all the equipment. We have a turf area, we've got a stretching area, but the unique part about it is we also have, as Dustin mentioned, a shooting room, so you can come and kind of rent that out on a drop-in basis, or you can get a membership for that too. And we also have a skating treadmill, which I believe is the only one in central Alberta. Right now, you'd either have to go to Airdrie or Edmonton to get on a skate treadmill. So that certainly is a unique thing that we have. And it's probably been the most popular aspect that we've had since we've been open in the past 8 or 9 months. And I think it's a great tool for obviously young aspiring hockey players to get on there and really work on their stride, break down their fundamentals. And I do think at some point I'm going to get you three on there because it is an absolutely killer workout.
Old washed up hockey players like Dustin. I feel like you could get a pretty good sweat going on that thing though. Yeah. You've used it, right, Dustin?
Oh, yeah. That thing saved my hockey career. And I mean, I'm sitting right here now, but I played till I was 20, like 25 competitively. But I broke my leg when I was 14. That thing changed my stride. So I got nothing but good things to say about that. And I know Andrew Russell's kids use that thing a lot as well too. So
yeah, actually, I was gonna ask Andrew because Kevin Walsh and Andrew too. You obviously this competition doesn't make a lot of sense for you because you guys are in good shape. But you both, at least Walsh and Oates, said you're gonna come and do some workouts with us just for support. Because honestly, when you are trying to just make some healthy changes, I think support is number one. At least I'll work harder with more people there watching me.
Oh, perfect. Well, then I'll be there all the time. But yeah, no, perfect. I want to drop in from time to time and hang out with you guys, and
crack a couple beers.
No, I'll be there sweating with you. I do think that doing it with your friends and in that group and having that goal is definitely a big thing. But I think you guys are going to do a good job. But I really hope that after that, you guys can keep it up and keep moving forward with it.
I'm definitely in for some bro workouts. slap some butts and say good job. Be a great time.
That's so Riz.
Yeah.
I'm throwing.
Didn't do it right.
No. I'm throwing predictions out here for this contest. So I look at it in three different ways. You've got Dustin, who at one point in his life was in insanely good shape, and muscle memory is a thing, but I don't know if it goes back 20 years. So, Dustin could see amazing progress. I'm not sure. Lund, former athlete of the year, also 20 years ago. I think there's some potential there. He could be kind of the surprise one. Ted knows how to do this. He's done it a few times.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot more fun gaining it back. I'll tell you that much.
So the only thing I have to say though is Dustin has lost weight. Like he's visibly lost weight. He stepped it up in hockey this year. He's actually trying a little bit harder. So it's going to be easier for the biggest person to lose a larger percentage of their body. And so I think Dustin, despite the muscle memory, if it's still there, might be at a disadvantage here.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I was going to win.
I don't know. I think Lundy has the most potential just time-wise. Because if you really want to win, you could work out twice a day, which is not... You don't want to lose weight too fast either.
No.
I believe in all of us.
So is there going to be... I mean, you two living together, like, is there going to be some sabotage where, like, donuts magically get left in certain rooms at certain times?
I'm not
and, like,
gonna.
Twinkies
Yeah, I don't think we have any rules, so...
No.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a competition, right?
I mean, we should write out all the official rules so we know what we can and can't do. But yeah, I mean, I was planning on doing that.
But you're going to eat them.
No.
Like, you just make Ted like a pasta dish and just dump olive oil all over it. Just dump like an extra 800 calories hidden into this thing.
I know
for
better
him.
than to eat anything Lundy makes, so I'm going to have whipped cream Alfredo for dinner.
That was one time. I had a dilemma over Christmas season again. I don't know why they call it whipped cream and whipping cream. Like they're too similar.
You do have a hard time with past and present and future tense, so it makes sense. But
so tell us about what happened at Christmas.
No,
he did it right. He got the right
okay.
thing for the right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna bring a lot of pizza home and leave it out.
That'd be tough.
So nutrition's 80% of this, guys. So actually the other thing I was going to say is like whoever wins this is going to be whoever cleans up their diet, because you can work out all to hell, but if you're still eating like shit, you're toast.
Can't out-train a bad diet. Yeah.
And don't eat toast because bread's also empty calories.
What? Okay, shut your mouth.
Oh,
Don't tell people not to eat bread.
Bread, empty calories, Aaron. There's no nutrition in it.
So much bread over the last like 25 years. That's
explains a lot.
That is what has been going on.
I watched Lund eat just a tortilla for dinner tonight. Like nothing. Just a folded tortilla.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I support it.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Not even peanut butter on it or nothing?
Oh, but tortillas with peanut butter?
It was a flavored tortilla.
Paging Kelly Lund, if you can still cook for your son, it would probably help him a lot.
My supper was delicious.
Did you have something to say before?
No, I'm just mad about bread.
So again,
well, that's a meme.
just mad.
Is everything okay, Aaron? Oh no, just mad about bread.
All right, so again, the challenge starts on January 15th. Obviously, a lot of factors at work here. Goes until February 26th. So we will post some updates on social media. Anyone who wants to follow along, hopefully we can inspire a few people along the way, but more likely than that, just provide some cheap laughs. But either way, if we're brightening someone's day, that's all that matters. And hey, if anyone else out there who knows what they're doing in any capacity, wants to help us out in any way, be a part of it, DMs are always open. So Dustin Lund, well, actually most specifically to the athlete, like good luck, because we are going to break you.
Or the treadmill. I'm looking forward to making some cool videos.
Yeah.
More than anything, honestly.
I can't wait to just make you guys sweat. It's going to be hilarious.
What's
You got a mop.
and a bucket?
Oh yeah, smart.
What's the name of your gym again? Just so I show up at the right place.
So it's called the Bulldogs Training Center. It is located here in Red Deer, even though we are affiliated with the Black Falls Bulldogs, just off of Gates in the north end, kind of up just kitty corner to like Canadian Blood Services in that area. So the other thing I'll mention too, so like we're doing with the three of you guys, we also do training. So we offer individual training, group training, which would be typically 2 to 4, but we'll make an exception in this case. And then we do team training as well. So you can bring your whole team in. We can get them on the treadmill in the shooting room, do some dry land with them. It's a really great experience. But yeah, we offer all those on top of general memberships too.
Do you guys currently have a 6-week getting in shape program, or are we developing it with us?
This is the pilot.
This is R&D. Yeah, research and development. Actually, you knew that. Walsh probably didn't know that lingo.
Yeah.
But all right, so that challenge is going to be something. Well,
Walsh is our business guy.
yeah,
Come on, he
he's
knows
a business
R&D.
guy, you're right.
There's tax credits for that, man.
Since we already brought this up too, here's a reminder for everyone as we wrap up Shooting the Breeze. If you don't have tickets to Wannabe, the Spice Girls tribute at Beau's Bar and Stage, April 25th, presented by Oh Dear. Not a ton of tickets left for that one, so we can't tell you enough just how great of a night it's going to be. So still a couple months away, but not a lot of tickets left. We've given away some tickets as well already, 8 of them. In fact, make sure you stay tuned to our social media pages. We have a bunch more to give away over the coming months, and that kind of reminds me, we did do last episode, I threw out the contest for anyone who actually listened to it and asked them to give us some Spice Girls names and slide into our DMs, and people slid. We had, so the names were all over the place. Here's just a couple ones, one for each person. For me, I got Single Spice, but also I got Swinger Spice.
Nice.
Which I don't. That's
not your brand.
No,
That's not your brand.
no
Divorce.
But yeah,
That's
and
a thing.
Well, yeah.
That's a thing.
It's a thing,
It's
but
not your thing.
No, I'm single. How can I be?
Well,
a swinger
maybe
when
they
I'm
were
single?
associating you with Lund, though, to bring to a party.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But like, and I'm not like a third or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't get. I kind of get what you're going for because of the joke Lund made last episode. Thanks for that. That's still following me everywhere. But I really like Lund's sound effects spice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
That's a really good one. Dustin, because last time we talked about how good of a bowler you were, so you got turkey spice.
Oh, I like that
Which
one.
is
Yeah.
fun. I'm sorry, Walsh. We got this 3 times though. Shorty spice.
The original.
This again, I get what they were going for here. And because it was a female who did this, it's not as weird as it sounds. But coworker Aaron is, I don't even want to say it, mommy
Say it.
spice.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And I think that's like not in a, yeah.
It's however you want it to be.
Yeah. And Andrew, your reputation precedes you because you were grumpy spice.
Attaboy.
And my favorite one, the athlete, or as he's sometimes known, Uncle Meat, was very fittingly steak spice.
Oh,
Except they got your nickname mixed up and called you Uncle Beef. And I think I like that nickname even better.
Uncle Beef Steak Spice.
Yeah. Like that taco you had, Lund. It's
Yeah.
beef. Yeah.
Hamburger?
Yeah, we should call him Uncle Hamburger. Those are very good. Yeah.
yeah, those are good.
Yeah, for the record, Lund is only like half an inch taller than me. Like maybe.
He's still taller than you.
Well, still.
I feel like I've shrunk a little bit too. Second half, oh dear. Take one.
I've never seen him more prepared
Yeah.
and more like give a fuck meters.
Yeah, you
off
really,
the charts.
and you moved with purpose too.
Yeah, and
We
he's
found-
soft feet.
Yeah. Is anyone hiring a person to, well, I don't even know.
I've
What's that
been-
person called?
Man, I've been trying to get into
director,
I've been
I guess.
trying to
I
get
don't
into
know.
movies for a while.
Would that be like Key Grip or Best Boy or whatever?
Best boy?
Yeah.
That is a
It
person
actually
on
is
set. They're the best boy.
Really?
Have you ever
Yeah.
just like not
Wait,
got
well,
up off the couch?
What
when a
type
movie's
of
over?
what type of movie set are you guys talking about? Best boy.
I don't know what it is. Aaron's going to look it up right now.
In a film crew, there are two kinds of best boys.
Ooh.
Best boy electric and best boy grip.
Okay.
So your assistants to your department head, the gaffer and the key grip, respectively.
No, I'm the only guy in my department.
You're the foreman
I'm
of
the
your
one running
department.
this.
You're the foreman of your
Yeah.
department.
I'm best
Oh.
man.
A woman who performs these duties may be called best girl.
That sounds like what you say to your girlfriend in the 50s. Oh, you're my best gal. Let's go together. All right.
Can you guys just refer to me as best boy from now on?
All right. Actually, now we'll bring back another segment because we always enjoy having Andrew Russell here, and we like his money too. So we're going to move in to an Andrew Russell Market Minute. And I know, Andrew, this time, you'll be the first time on this episode we change anything up, but you're going to do something a little different here.
Yeah, I just thought with December, January not being overly exciting months in real estate, they're always slower months, although they've been good the last year. But thought I'd do some predictions for 2024 and just give some people some insight on kind of what I see coming down the pipe. And I could be completely wrong, so this could be all meaningless. But I guess we'll find out in 6 to 12 months.
This is such a meaningful podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So.
There was a cap there. That was a cap. Yeah.
So a couple things I'm predicting or seeing, coming down the pipe just based on kind of what's happening with the market right now. So low inventory is going to continue to be a theme this year. Anybody who's in the housing market right now knows it's frustrating. If you're trying to find stuff, there's really not a lot of good inventory out there, and the stuff that's there, it goes fast. Like a lot of it's same day, depending on the price point. Anything under 500,000 right now that comes on the market that's good is moving super fast. We are starting to see multiple offers again, which I was seeing in December and so far early January, which usually things aren't ticking this quick. So it is a good sign that things are probably going to be pretty hot this year. I do think as interest rates come down, that is going to get worse. And we're seeing rates come down. The fixed rates are down. You can get, if you're a well-qualified buyer, you can get a 5-year rate now at 5% or just over 5%, which 3-4 months ago we were looking at 5.75. So pretty drastic drop. And I do think we're going to see the Bank of Canada lower rates this year, which is going to up demand. And I really think we're in for a crazy market this year. I do think we're going to see immigration into the province calm down a bit. I do think there's still going to be fairly high numbers. I just don't think it's going to match what we've had in the last 2 years. So that will help a bit. But again, with the rates coming down, all these people that are renting or that were forced into renting, I think are going to end up trying to buy.
Nope.
So another 2024 prediction,
Sorry,
Ted
best
will
boy.
continue to live in Lund's basement.
Ted, can I talk over here for a second?
Oh, no one else knows what a good joke that is, too. That's a funny joke, everyone. Lund nailed that one.
So one other thing too is I do think we're going to start to see demand go up a bit in some of the smaller towns, just because. So Calgary has seen massive price increase, and stuff there has gotten so expensive. That is the bulk, or where the bulk of the jobs are. It's where the bulk of the immigration is going. But I think a lot of people are starting to get priced out of Calgary's market. So just to give you one example, 10-15 years ago, if you'd said to me, hey, I'm moving to Calgary, how much more is it going to cost me than an average house in Red Deer? And back then I would have told you between 100 and 150 grand would get you a similar house in kind of one of the outlying areas around Calgary. So not close to the downtown core, but kind of one of the outer neighborhoods. I'm seeing stuff now as high as 400,000 to 600,000 more in Calgary in comparison to Red Deer. And that's not going to be everything. It's not all like that. But good example is I saw an older home, is a renovated 1,200 square foot bungalow, single detached garage in Calgary, in the, I don't know Calgary neighborhood super well, but it was in the vicinity of the university, listed for $890,000, sold in the first day or two. That house, comparatively with the renovations that were done in, say, Grandview, Mount View, and Red Deer, would have been about $430,000. So just to give you a rough idea of just kind of how bonkers it's gotten there. Edmonton hasn't seen that level of demand. Calgary has been kind of the bulk of it. And even Cochrane, Airdrie, Okotoks, those places are starting to get out of control price-wise now too. And so I do think we're going to see a bigger push of people who are going to have to commute or who will be willing to find either remote jobs or more local jobs. And they're going to start looking at places like Red Deer and Lethbridge as alternatives because they're just simply more affordable. So I do think Alberta is going to continue to be the most sought after place place in the country, though. I think we're in for another good couple of years here of real estate. You know, if you're waiting to jump into the market or you're waiting to buy until interest rates come down, I don't necessarily think that's going to benefit you, because in the long run, we're going to see prices push up in the next couple of years.
That was awesome, Andrew. Thank you. I found it really interesting to hear the differences between Red Deer to Calgary, because you can see it on the employment side too, where, for example, a dentist can come to Red Deer and make almost twice what they would make in Calgary. And I sit here, and of course we're really biased, but I'm like, why wouldn't you come to a great city where you're going to pay way less for a house? You're going to make way more money at your job. To me, it makes no sense. But anyways, that people being idiots. Like, I don't know why you'd go spend $400,000 more on a house. But
and I found this stat today. Actually, there was on social media, and I think it's very fitting. We have a reason to celebrate as Red Deerians, because we're officially still the third largest city in Alberta. So we did it, everybody. Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. No one really joined in on that one with you, but no, not only that, this is pretty interesting to me. 4.3% growth in population in 2023. 115,000 people now over that in Red Deer. I know when I moved here 8 years ago, it was like right around 100,000. So 200,000 people, including all the surrounding communities. So I don't know. I just thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, shout out to my grandma who's 99, and shout out to all those baby makers for making those numbers go up.
Yeah.
What, is your grandma
I
one of
guess.
the baby makers?
No, but she's still living. She could have been a negative.
Okay, I guess.
She could have been a negative number.
Oh, I really regret the joke I made. Because that makes I could have pieced that together.
Oh, who's the dumb one now?
I guess this Andrew Russell Market Minute was brought to you by Andrew Russell and Associates at Remax Real Estate, the trusted experts for all things real estate in Central Alberta. Skip the sales pitch and get real advice from real people who offer real results. Visit their website at andrewrussell.ca.
No cap.
But also for old time's sake.
Tell him Lundy sent ya.
Nailed it. Good job, Lund.
All right, now for something completely different. Yeah, just kidding. We're doing deer call.
I think that was good.
Yeah, I like the hand gestures too. Those were good.
he's directing.
Yeah, he's directing traffic because his deer calls work so well.
Deer Call is brought to you by Cilantro and Chive, home of the Caesars that eat like a meal. Stop in at either location in Red Deer or Lacombe for the Burger of the Month and support a great cause with $2 from every burger sold going back to the local guest chef's charity of choice. Cilantro and Chive, your favorite new destination to meet with family and friends for food, drink, conversation, and fun. It's just that simple.
Before we get into it, a huge thank you to Cilantro and Chive for returning as our Deer Call sponsor and providing us again with a whole bunch of gift cards to give away each episode through social media. And the Burger of the Month for January, actually Dustin's coworker, Miles Peak, a good friend of ours, member of the Optimist Club. And I screwed up because he was actually going to send some burgers for us to try too. And I forgot. But go have the Burger of the Month. He's the Red Deer guest chef and looks like a good one. And obviously $2 from every burger going to the Outreach Center. So we've got all of January to go, and then I guess we'll see what's in February.
Yeah, good job, Miles.
So if you don't know this yet, if you're a newer listener, we'll put out a deer call on social media before every episode, just looking for responses from you for any kind of questions or opinion. And if you give us your answer, you'll be in the draw for one of two $25 gift cards to Cilantro and Chive. So to kick off the new year, Andrew already did some predictions. So we went a little outside the box. Thank you to the athlete for this suggestion. Actually, we asked you to predict the biggest or wildest news story of 2024. We encourage you to get a little bit creative, and a lot of people did. So there's some that, obviously we're not even going to touch with a 10-foot pole, but there were some good ones. Mark, one of our winners this time around, said something absurd that absolutely will not happen in 2024. His prediction was that Lund would only have one birthday this year.
I think that is going to happen.
Oh, you don't get to decide that.
I am like 86 years old now. So Yeah, hopefully. I'm praying there's only one birthday this year.
Yeah, we'll see. Better stay home a lot then.
One birthday, but 3 parties.
Oh, okay. We're gonna hold you to that. This is one I actually, let's make this happen. I think as oh dear, we could probably do this. The other winner of a $25 gift card to Cilantro and Chive, Jacqueline said 200 people will gather in Coronation Park for a napping competition.
Oh,
I got my money on you, Lundy.
What are the rules? Like, do you
Actually-
actually have to be asleep, or can you fake it?
Well, I don't know. That will have to. You probably have to be asleep.
Yeah, there's headgear on for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm in for it. Hey, Jacqueline, slide back into our DMs. Maybe we'll make this napping competition happen. Because actually, I actually think I'll win.
I mean, it would be nice just lay down in the park on a
Yeah.
nice summer day.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave all your belongings laying out and.
You can have a spotter.
Never
Yeah, nap it. Actually, that is the first rule of napping in a public park is always have a spotter. So I like that competition. Jenna said, and I might go the other way on this one. Taylor Swift breaks the internet with a new single about her breakup with Travis Kelce. So that's like a legit prediction, but I think they're going to get married.
I think they better. I don't like what Jenna has to say.
Why do you think they're gonna get just engaged in 2024 or married?
Oh, engaged. Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Dustin has something to say about Taylor Swift.
I had a really good joke, but then I realized it didn't make sense.
Damn it.
All right.
The reason you're on the podcast is because you don't usually think.
I was going to say he was going to 87er, but I think it's an 86er, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close though.
Hey, but you know what? 80. I mean, man, people are so creative in the bedroom these days that 87 could be a thing.
Yeah. Just don't 86er.
Once again,
he's
I'm
just-
lost.
Man, 86 just means like cut,
Yeah.
gone.
Like,
Oh,
No
yeah,
cap.
it's not a sex move.
Who comes up with
Yeah.
this shit?
Yeah.
Man, we need to have a whole like workshop we need to do on
Holy.
just speaking terms.
do you know that one?
Oh,
Hey.
86 is that's a
86,
pretty
that's like an
common.
old-time-
That's
Tiny one.
that's
That's
not
not
that's not a new
Like, hey,
Gen Z
we're
thing.
gonna 86 the podcast type of thing. We're not yet. We got at least one more episode, I think, that we're ready for. Actually, I like this one because John. This is another one maybe that could happen. John says, "Oh dear," opens up their own nightclub.
Oh, Johnny boy.
In Communal Creative Studios.
Well, and then I
Oh,
like
my
Riley
God.
from Cilantro and Chive commented, "Hopefully they upgrade their stools." And you know what? Normally we wouldn't give free ads, but sometimes you got to shoot your shot. Canyon Ski Resort predicted Canyon Ski Resort brings another thrilling summer attraction. Boy, they would look stupid if that doesn't happen.
You heard it here first.
Danita said Ted and Lund get married on the same day at the bowling alley.
Oh.
I would attend.
Yeah. I mean, right now, though.
The price would probably be right.
Yeah, that's true. You got Prosecco.
Yeah.
You got nice wine.
A wedding at a bowling alley is so rare, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All right. We'll just have to find a spare day and make it happen. This is okay. Mike actually had like a real prediction, and this, I don't even know if this has maybe happened or not. He said people start dating AI robots.
No, that's done. They've
Yeah,
been
I
doing
feel
that
like
for
that's-
years.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's like in
but like
Japan.
actual like real life.
That you could like take home and
No, I
And,
guess
like,
not.
No, we're talking like an actual like robot
he's
that
just-
resembles it. Yeah, Lender. Oh boy, that's
Like,
me.
that
We're
you-
gonna have to put that clip.
that you could just like maybe they could walk.
You-
Maybe
a
they could
robot that
walk.
you can 87. Yeah,
Not just like a program, like a physical.
yeah, like an actual being.
I don't like it.
Yeah. No, I don't either.
It's unnatural.
I think we're too far away. I think that's like a 10-year.
I just don't think robot technology is that accessible yet.
I think it's acceptable. I just think the price is going to be too much for that.
I think, wasn't there some lady that like married her fence post or
No,
something?
people do that all
weird?
the
Like,
time.
Yeah,
It's-
that's just
Yeah.
That's
So it seems pretty plausible then that this is going to happen.
Yeah, it could.
No, I just don't think it's going to happen in 2024.
Okay. This is one too that it's very concerning, and it's like obviously this is commentary too. That so I'm going to say it. Chantel said all Red Deer Hospital staff pack up their belongings and leave.
wow. That could
That's-
happen.
Yeah,
That's
I hope you're wrong.
We were making like national headlines the other day.
Yeah.
The hospital was.
Yeah, for
That's-
taping tarps
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
outside of the building to put patients.
People were in the emergency room lineup for over like 24 hours.
Kind of again, that's kind of a darker one. So let's paint it positive. Red Deer Hospital staff, thank you. You're the best. Don't leave.
Please.
Last time I said please don't leave, it didn't work out so well. So hopefully it works this time. It was a divorce joke.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, that don't think we should have high-fived that.
Yeah.
Sean said this Trump goes to jail.
Ooh,
And
that's
the
interesting.
flip side of that is Trump becomes president.
I feel like there's like the two outcomes.
Yeah.
I feel like he's probably going to win again if he legally runs.
And my prediction for 2020, for my wildest, most far-fetched one, was that Dustin wins the Chubs.
Wow.
And Lund doesn't get heartburn and hangs out with us all night.
Those are outlandish.
Yeah. All right. That's it for the Deer Call, though. Thank you, as always, to everyone who contributed. But we're going to keep this prediction thing kind of going here, conversation going. I guess that's what that's called. To finally do something different on the podcast, this episode's game is going to be a bit of a change up here. Instead of a competition, Aaron's come up with a bunch of different predictions for us to make for 2024, kind of like a bingo card. So at the end of the year, we can look back and see if anybody got anything even remotely correct. So here we go, Aaron. Help us fill out our 2024 bingo card.
I'm making it kind of a 2024 bad news bingo card.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
this is nothing good.
I'm going to redo that then. Aaron, take us through a round of 2024 bad news bingo.
All right. So to start us off, we had the submarine in 2023. What is the wildest way we're going to lose a billionaire in 2024?
I'm dead serious on this.
All right.
Heart attack. That's it. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something interesting. There's just under 3,200 billionaires in the world. 29 of them died in 2023. The youngest one was 62. And after that, it jumps up into like the mid to late 70s. And a lot of them live until their late 90s. So they're not all stupid enough to get into an untested submarine.
Uh-huh. Well, that probably doesn't
We're
include
looking
Russian billionaires.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are just like falling out of buildings.
Is that your
Falling,
prediction?
quote unquote?
No, that's going to happen. I
We're
think
looking
that's
for like
prediction.
wildest. Yeah.
I think my
should've
prediction
predicted stroke.
prediction is there's going to be a billionaire that dies in space.
Oh, you stole mine.
Well, that's
That's
why
it.
I went first or
Yeah,
second.
I was going
That's a
Mars.
good one, Lund.
was
I just
going
don't think
Mars.
it's this year.
I think one's gonna die in like a giant sex cult orgy thing, like a Eyes Wide Shut type of thing, like that show Fall of the House of Usher.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be some weird like cult thing going on, and that's how at least one billionaire is gonna die, and it's gonna make headlines.
I'm giving it to Everest. I'm going old school classic. Some fucker's going to try to climb that thing and they're not going to make it.
And they're going to have $1 billion.
Not anymore.
Right. They will have had $1 billion.
Now someone else has it.
I think one's going to die making a TikTok.
Ooh. Yeah?
A billionaire?
I-
making-
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a...
billionaires on TikTok.
Baby billionaires. Their
Oh,
dad
okay.
died on Everest. They made a TikTok.
Oh,
Wealth passes around.
Okay, since Len stole my space one, I'm gonna go in a protest.
Ooh,
What do you
interesting.
protest?
like they're
Like they're under protest of something they've done with their company or their business, and there's a shooting.
Ooh, dark, and I like
Yeah,
it.
I thought we
You
were
just-
choosing fun things.
Yeah. Not always.
Like in a big 87 accident.
Okay, forget about the shooting. It was just a protest. They might have got trampled.
Takes you back.
I was going to say someone gets murdered.
Yeah.
So I was kind of going dark there too. But
I really thought someone would pick the like Zuckerberg,
Oh, the Elon Musk
Elon
fight?
like MMA fight.
Oh, well, that ain't
They
happening.
won't fight.
No. All right. On a lighter note, best film at the Oscars.
Finding Nemo 3.
Like,
I mean, it's a movie that
It
already
has to be a
came
movie
out.
that came out
The
in
answer is
2023.
Barbie or Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I'm not a
I
big
was just say Christopher Nolan really can't miss with Oppenheimer, but I've heard like I haven't seen it yet, but usually like if you think back to American Beauty, like usually fucked up shit wins, and like, this Saltburn movie that I Wikipedia'd and will not watch.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you? Yeah,
It's
and
fucking
is that
weird.
that's why you didn't talk for
It's-
like 3 days?
It's very
Yeah.
weird. They probably 87 some people in that movie too.
But do you think that one might win?
They won some awards
Yeah.
for like weirdest shit, but not best picture.
I would, I'm going to guess it's Oppenheimer just because of all the rave reviews. I haven't seen it myself yet, but
Barbie's over on the couch.
I haven't seen either, but I'm going to go with... I'll go Barbie to
Thank
be
you.
contrarian.
I got nothing. I don't watch any of these movies. I don't care about the Oscars.
Oh,
Okay,
you
I'll
hear
s-
that, Oscars? Andrew Russell doesn't care about you, so you
That's
better
right.
stop making them. By the way, just fun fact: do you hear Christopher Nolan? There was a Peloton instructor that was chirping
Yes.
his movie, and he was doing the Peloton
Heard
class.
about that.
He was just happened to be in that class, and she was talking about Tenet, and she's like, "I don't know what the fuck was going on," and he was in that class as she was doing it. So, Christopher Nolan, if you're listening to this, man, you do good work.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a best boy, I'm pretty good.
Man.
All right. One that you'll all care about more. In 2024, who is going to be the biggest sports disappointment? So, from a player standpoint. So, someone who's supposed to be the next big thing, or an injury like fucking Aaron Rodgers, because I see it on TMZ all the time.
Ryan Lund in the Oh Dear Fit or Quit challenge.
Ooh.
No, but my real one is Connor McDavid and or Leon Draisaitl are going to leave Edmonton in the offseason. I just
All the
upset
Oilers
whole
fans
room
are
full of
just,
people.
yeah.
I'm going to say the LA Dodgers missed the playoffs after signing Ohtani and Yamamoto
that's a good
to
one.
For a
$1
lot of
billion.
money.
Okay.
I'm going to counter the Oilers comment there, Ted. Austin Matthews and the Leafs exit in the first round of playoffs yet again.
Oh, bold prediction.
Yeah.
I'll say Conor McGregor gets knocked out and retires from the UFC.
Mine isn't specifically a player, but I think 2024, we're going to see the downfall of professional golf
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
based on everything that's happening with Liv and John Rahm signing there. And now kind of Rory's the only last one standing on the PGA with a few other guys.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see some interesting things in professional golf this year.
Did you guys recently hear this story about this Luke the Nuke, 16-year-old dart player?
Yeah.
out of
Oh, yeah,
Britain
yeah.
or Europe or whatever, and he's just rocketed up the standings, and he almost won the World Championships this week. I think he got second. But, I mean, he's playing with people that have done this for 20, 30 years, and he's kind of come out of nowhere, and he's a bit on the heavier side, and I think he's become a champion of the common man. So my prediction is that he's going to take the darts world by storm.
That's good listening because we're supposed to do our biggest sports
It
disappointment.
disappoints everyone else.
Congratulations, you're the biggest podcast disappointment of
We're going to kick
2024.
the 16-year-old
I'll take
out of
it.
the darts.
Oh, he
I was
never
reading,
makes
I'm
it.
I'm
Yeah, he
where
never
are you
makes it.
going? You're bringing up this guy's weight. Like, what is
Yeah,
the
I don't know where it's
disappointment
going.
going to be?
I know. I
I forgot
accept
about
it.
the disappointment part.
Yeah.
I accept
I like the
it.
prediction.
I was
You know,
just thinking
right.
sports story.
Yeah.
This isn't a game. It's fine.
Yeah.
I make the rules here. All right. Summer Olympics are this July. What is going to be the most shocking news, biggest scandal to come out of them?
I'm going to go first because I know mine will get stolen. The Hungarian fencing team is going to be disqualified in a very large, widespread doping scandal.
Oh, how oddly specific. I like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Insider information here.
I just Googled who was a favorite to win fencing, and it was the Hungarians.
Okay.
So
IIHF doesn't provide condoms in Athletes Village, and there's a huge baby boom.
Mm.
Or
It's the
if
Summer
celebrate.
Olympics.
Mm.
It's not the double chef.
The IOC?
The Olympic
IOC.
Committee.
The IOC.
But you know what? That would be a big scandal then. If all players are,
IIHF steals all condoms from Athletes Village.
man, keep that because
Yeah.
you will win bingo if that hits.
Mine is, I think someone's going to come out of nowhere and set a major world record in sprinting. I don't know if it's 100 meter or 200 meter.
You didn't listen
You did it
again. You didn't listen.
Scandal.
Maybe it'll be a scandal because they'll be like, how the hell did that guy do it?
We
Go
posted
drugs.
this in our group chat
Steroids.
twice.
Steroids.
Oh, well, I don't have a scandal.
This guy's too positive.
I was hoping for like a Ryan Lochte kind of like whole
I got robbed.
saga, but I think it's going to be bed bugs. It's going to be athletes unable to perform because of bed bugs in Paris.
Oh, yeah, it's in
And no
Paris.
condoms.
No condoms and bed bugs.
A lot of bugs going around in those beds, eh? Mine's a little dark, but it seems to happen every Olympics. There's going to be some huge terrorist threat right before the Olympics, and it's in Paris, so like main center. And I think this has happened before leading into Olympics, and then it's going to be a big story leading up to it. They're going to have increased security. They're going to spend $1 billion on security, and then nothing's going to happen, and it's going to go off without a hitch.
And then Walsh's dart guy is going to win.
I
That's
was
right.
going to blow everyone out of the water.
I'll do you one further better.
Darker.
Darker. They will cancel the Olympics because of one of these ongoing wars is going to get bigger and bigger.
All right. I
That's
like
my-
that. That's
Thanks
that's,
for
that
keeping
would be
us anchored,
shocking.
Walsh, with your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope some guy sets a record.
Yeah,
but-
me too. Wouldn't you love to see someone beat Usain Bolt's record?
Yeah.
That'd be
No,
awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
know.
gonna
And then the
happen.
scandal will be steroids. So what about Andrew?
Well,
Do you
see,
also-
that's, you guys just didn't let me finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we cut you off. That's on us. Sorry,
Yeah.
Kev.
Andrew, do you also not care about the Olympics?
I don't care about the Olympics, but you guys are reminding me why I don't watch the news, because this is some depressing shit.
This was not this is the bad news bingo card. This was not meant to be an uplifting segment.
See, I was making shit up like the Hungarian thing because I thought that was the point of the game, and everyone else is just being serious.
Yeah,
I don't like any of the rest of my answers either. So.
All right. On a lighter note, who's going to win the Stanley Cup?
Wow, I'll start. The Oilers will win after a terrible start. They bounce back and now become one of the NHL's hottest teams right now. So the Oilers.
Are they still winning tonight?
I'm not allowed to use my phone while we're recording.
3-1 win. 3-1 win.
Oh, they won 3-1.
Oh, there you go. So
Hyman had a hat trick.
Closer. I think it's the New York Rangers.
I had the New York Rangers in 6 over Vancouver.
Oh.
Arizona.
Whoa, there you go.
Hey, that's the biggest news story we're going for. You listen to this time.
I'm not sure I fully believe it, but I'm rooting for the Oilers.
Yes.
I'm on the New York Rangers train. I thought I might be the only one, but I think the New York Rangers are going to beat the Dallas Stars.
Ooh.
This year is Toronto's year.
You said that so...
Yeah, okay.
That said it all.
Yeah, that tracks.
All right. And the winner of the Super Bowl.
Baltimore Ravens.
I'll go with the Chiefs to repeat back-to-back.
I'm giving it to Taylor Swift.
Yeah. You Chiefs too?
I guess.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
I'm going to go a wild card team. I'm going to go the Jacksonville Jaguars in sunshine.
Okay.
I would love to see the Philadelphia Eagles win, but they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be them. I think it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, we are vibing tonight, Kevin. Jeez.
I think he's just trying to make his way to the table.
Yeah.
Well, Dustin won't be here next time. So.
Is football on TV right now, or
Andrew's just too cool for anything popular.
All right. Well, maybe he'll be into some conspiracy theories then.
Oh, yeah, he is.
What information is going to be released in 2024 that will shock us all? For example, they've been saying they're going to release JFK forever. Who was the second shooter? Was there one?
Mm-hmm.
What happened on the grassy knoll? It was a Secret Service agent that actually killed JFK. But
the magic bullet.
Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone.
Do other people know this? I feel like you were very sure of that. So hopefully someone...
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, went to kill the president. He fired off a shot. A scared little Secret Service agent with a gun said, "Whoops!" Killed the president.
You solved it.
I think we're going to have what word am I looking for? Incontrovertible.
I think that's right.
Incontrovertible proof. Aliens are among us. They just touched down in Miami a few days ago.
Again, you stole mine.
So
I was going to say the mall releases the footage for...
Yeah, we're going to find out that they've been with us the whole time. And then they're
Mm-hmm.
like it's going to be
Undisputable.
Thank you, Kev.
We're vibing.
Nice. Nice.
Mine's a sports one, but I think somehow it's going to be leaked that professional football is semi-scripted.
No way.
That's a good bingo card.
Did you watch Tyreek Hill drop a touchdown pass just so the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins could play each other Sunday primetime for the division title?
Didn't
Life
watch
doesn't
that.
work. Well, no, I was talking to pretty much everyone but you and Andrew. But there's no way that happens by accident.
And then his house burns down the next day.
That was a kid playing with don't play with matches, kids.
Mine was aliens. So
Okay.
Oh, that's fair. I think that
is a good
most
one.
realistic.
That's a good one, yeah.
I'm on the aliens thing. I was going to say the same thing, but last year they admitted, the government flat out came out and said, yes, we've encountered aliens. We have aliens. Nobody gave a shit.
They didn't say aliens. They said like UFOs.
Yeah.
They said
but they basically said it, and nobody even flinched because it was almost like everyone was like, "Yeah, we knew,
Yeah.
we knew."
We were hoping for more details.
We want to see the bodies.
That's going to come out incrementally, so they don't freak everybody out. See, Tom DeLonge was right all these years.
Aliens exist.
I was also going to go aliens, but I'll change it up. I think that there will be information coming out that will put Donald Trump in jail, but then on the other side, there will also be information that will get Joe Biden impeached, and the U.S. will be left with an election of two completely new people.
Nice.
All right.
it'd be nice if any of them were under 70 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the biggest news story.
Yeah.
All right. Cults are always in the news. I just watched a couple of documentaries about twin flames. What's going to be 2024's wildest cult? I'm going to go first because I was thinking like Waco, Ruby Ridge, but seems like it's going to be 2 or 3 years down the line that we're watching those documentaries. I think 2024's biggest cult is going to be breaking information about Jared Leto because he's got a cult, but there's no documentaries yet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Breaking news. You heard it on TMZ first.
I think it's going to be a very specific, overzealous group of Swifties. Like it's going to, and that sounds like a joke, but there's going to be something Taylor Swift related. Like people just take the fandom too far, and there's going to be some weird shit going down around Taylor Swift.
That she does
she
not co-sign.
No, never.
After
She's a saint.
after the aliens reveal themselves to us, there's going to be a cult of people that start worshiping the aliens for being our makers.
Yeah, Star Trek fans.
Yeah, and then they're going to like, oh, beam me up or take me back to your planet.
Let's 87 on your planet. Yeah.
I got no idea on cult. Like I don't even know what
If you don't
some
know, you're
cults are
you're
besides
probably in one.
Swifties.
Like that's not actually.
It's not an actual cult, but like I really
pretty
have
close.
no education on cults.
That's not a bad
Leave
thing
my
either.
bingo card blank.
But it's not a free space.
No.
No.
So I lose.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do a cult.
Pick anything. There's a cult for everyone.
Yeah.
Don't join them.
So give me
That's what I
the
was gonna say.
definition of some like what's it?
Like
So-
mind control, like they're forcing a group of
pay
people.
money.
So
like
it starts
scam.
out, so you join a group of like-minded people, but then they
It's
kind
usually
of,
religious in nature.
You stop talking to your family, and then you start giving them all your money, and then you stop eating because eating is bad, and then you have to have sex with the leader because they're the only one you can have sex with.
Well, that part sounds okay.
It's pretty gross, actually, if you look at a lot of them. So it's like, but cults are around everything.
Okay, leave my space bank blank.
After all that,
All right.
I bet you Dustin joins a fitness cult after a workout.
fitting this whole pizza in his mouth.
I thought he was just going to have sex with Kevin.
Oh, have to or get to?
Wow.
Which Kevin?
Dealer's choice, buddy.
I did watch the Twin Flames thing. That's fun.
I watched 2 different ones. The first one, I was like, that's pretty crazy. The one on Prime, I was like, that's crazy. The one on Netflix, I was like, it gets crazier.
Yeah.
No,
Would you
that's-
recommend that documentary though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Aaron, you should start a cult that's just learning about other cults.
Oh, I have one for a cult. Something to do with like cryptocurrency. Because they are kind of like a little bit crazy,
Yeah.
some of those groups, and so I could see.
Or
I don't know if they'll like somehow influence pricing on something, or just who knows.
Yeah, it could go one of 2 ways. Or
Maybe they'll
Nuts.
break the blockchain.
or they're way ahead of the curve and they're going to be filthy rich and
It also starts with a common interest and a psychopathic
Like
leader.
someone with a lot of riz, honestly.
a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Biggest Red Deer news in 2024.
I think they're gonna approve or pre-approve or like some sort of beginning plans to actually have like a light speed rail from Calgary to Edmonton with a stop in Red Deer.
You are shitting me. I was gonna wait till the end. We were vibing.
Yeah, we are vibing.
Was it actually? Okay, I'll change
Mine
mine.
just doesn't have one.
The Red Deer Rebels make the WHL championship.
Like make it or win?
Make it, don't win.
I think mine would be along Ted's lines of that ring road that's kind of in place, but they have to connect it and build another bridge.
Don't they already have a date for that though?
Well, they
Like-
did a long time ago, and then
Okay.
the population didn't happen. But now that we see population is increasing, it's not going to happen this year. But I think maybe this year we're going to get like a solid, hey, in 3 years it's going to happen.
Now that we're solidly in 3rd place in the Alberta population race, ain't no way Red Lobster and Olive Garden can say no to us now. We're getting those both here in 2024.
Lund, you said you were looking at maybe like venturing into another business. You could make that and make it a nightclub. So John's prediction. So can you imagine a Red Lobster that turns into
After
a nightclub?
dark?
I'd never
Oh my
leave.
God, glow in the dark shrimp. Oh,
The hell kind of shrimp are you eating?
Hey Ryan, why is my lobster green?
Man, if you only eat glow in the dark shrimp during this fitness challenge, you will lose a lot of weight.
all right, bet.
It's like doing a podcast with one of the Paul brothers.
Is that this is what you've been doing with your spare time? Is just learning?
Been hanging out
Gen
with
Z
I've been
lingo?
hanging out with Gen Zs.
You were on a cruise ship with like 80-year-olds.
Yeah.
This is what my
Cool.
grandson says.
Cool 80-year-old.
I think that the Gutter will become Red Deer's hottest nightclub. With a Red Lobster upstairs.
with the Red Lobster upstairs.
I like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
We actually had live music there on New Year's Eve. It was pretty good. I could see that place being a nightclub. We just have to tweak a couple things.
And they're podcast supporters, so we'll give a shout out to the Rusty Halligans.
Yeah, they were great on New Year's.
Yeah, sorry for calling you the Rusty Hooligans a bunch of times. I did not know what a Halligan was, but it's a firefighter term, right? Yeah.
Yes. I think the mayor's going to get another cat.
All right. That is a really good note to end on, though. Aaron, thank you for, actually, this is probably the least positive we've ever been, but sometimes you just got to go there. I think we're going to be 5 to 10% correct on all of these when we look back. Like some of those definitely will happen, but that is it for another episode of Oh Dear. A huge thank you once again to our episode 34 sponsors, Alberta European Motorworks and Alberta Asian Motorworks, and of course to Mike Pasman for once again joining us on the show, and maybe a future employer of Ryan Lund. I guess we'll see how it goes. As always, thank you to our presenting sponsor, Bo's Bar and Stage, and to Ryan and Riley and Fish here at Communal Creative Studios for having us once again. And just like always, surprise, surprise, I'm going to do the same thing we always do. Just final thoughts from everyone. And thoughts, plural, might be a stretch. But
Just good luck to everyone in the new year. May you accomplish your resolutions and have many joyous months ahead.
Wow, you make me think you might even write your own Instagram post.
I do write my own Instagram posts, by the way. That AI joke was just a joke. I wasn't using it.
Have your followers gone up? Because you went from like 7 posts to 19 in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, I went from like 14 followers up to like 16 or 17.
Hey, I'm putting it right now. 2024. Ryan Lund is going to have over 2,000 Instagram followers.
Oh, no.
Everyone, right now, RD Lund 86 on Instagram. Go follow him.
86.
86, not 87.
Yeah.
That means cut.
I think that despite the 2024 bad news bingo card, I think we're in for a great year. I'm super pumped. Sorry to bring it down with that, but nobody has a good news bingo card on TikTok.
Yeah, that's boring.
Yeah, good to be back. Fun night with the crew. December is usually a tough month on a lot of people, so take care of yourself in January. Looking forward to Valentine's Day.
Nice.
And,
You're going to be thin on Valentine's
Nice.
Day, too. Thin and
yeah.
virile.
Maybe I'll have a good shot. Good night.
I just want to say thank you and
You're
for
welcome.
arranging these great questions that I didn't listen to. I had totally different thoughts in my head when I did my pre-work, and then I don't know, you guys were all talking. I did do a little bit, but then you guys were all talking about negative stuff, and I just thought
You missed the bad news bingo card part. And hey, you're just a positive guy.
it's fine. Just cut my stuff out.
I am looking forward to the fitness challenge, and I will see you all at the gym in a couple weeks.
Oh, like 1 week.
Yeah.
Good time tonight, boys. Thanks for having me. Enjoyed my beer.
Yeah, fuck you, Aaron.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Suck an egg, Aaron.
Aaron,
We were couch people.
Aaron, your hair looks great today.
Ugh, it doesn't, but thank you.
All
Ted,
right. Well,
Ted, your hair looks like shit.
oh, everyone listening knows that's not true. Yeah. Well, on that note, time to make like a tree and get the hell out of here. For Dustin Moore, Kevin Walsh, Ryan Lund, coworker Aaron, Andrew Russell, and the athlete, I'm Ted Emmett. Thank you as always for tuning in to the Oh Dear podcast, and we'll see you next time.